Since I made the previous example of graphing an absolute value function with a vertical reflection, I'm going to go ahead and also do an example of graphing absolute value with a horizontal reflection. These ones are a little bit trickier. The trick is, and this is the part you guys saw me struggle with a little bit in class, because I forgot that you have to factor out the leading coefficient on the variable in class. So we're going to rewrite this. Oops, we'll use an actual color here. We're going to rewrite this with this -1 factored out of the binomial negative x minus 4. So this becomes the absolute value of -1 times the quantity x plus 4. And now I can locate my vertex, which in this case is at -4, 0. Note that if I hadn't factored out the -1, I would have gotten my vertex in the wrong place. I would have said it was at +4, 0, and that would have been incorrect. My axis of symmetry is at x equals h, which in this case is -4. And I'm not going to bother with answering these questions for this example. So I'm going to go ahead and plot my vertex. My vertex is at -4, 0, so right here. And now, just as usual, I'm going to use the slope to create some additional points that I can use for sketching the actual graph. Again, you can plot one point and use a straight edge. You can plot multiple points if you want. Since a, in this example, equals 1, my slope on the right-hand side is +1. +1. There, that's a little easier to see. On the left-hand side, on the left of my axis of symmetry, which here's my axis of symmetry. I didn't sketch it, but there it is. On the left-hand side, my slope equals the opposite of a, -1 in this case. So if I want to plot a few more points for that, we're just going up 1, back 1 between each point. And then I can go ahead and connect the dots. And you see that as long as I remember to factor out the leading coefficient on the variable here, that will allow me to locate my vertex correctly. And that takes care of the horizontal reflection. I did not have to really think about the fact that it was being reflected horizontally. Now I would need to identify that. The question would ask me most likely to list all of the transformations that took place. So when you see that negative sign in there, you would say horizontal reflection would be the best way to answer that. If you said reflection over the y-axis, I would accept that as a correct answer as well.